Welcome back to FM Story. We're a couple of months into season 4 in our Athletic Club save. Things haven't been going as swimmingly as they have been in the past couple of seasons, but we've got some big games coming up against Milan, Man City, Leipzig, and even Aston Villa in the Champions League, and some big league games coming up with Real Sociedad, Sevilla, Valencia, Atletico, Villarreal, all due within the next 6 to 8 weeks' time. So hopefully we can sort of turn our little dip in form around and start winning some games. Before we do get started, if you do enjoy the video, please comment, like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get going. We ended the last episode in a bit of a downturn in form. We'd lost the last couple of games. Since the end of the last episode, we lost 3-1 against Milan in the Champions League. We really it was fairly even until they scored the first goal, and then it just petered out from there. The next game was against Real Sociedad in the league. We got off to a decent start. Really should have taken more of our chances, but made the win look a bit more impressive with a last minute goal from Danny Vivian. And then the most recent game was against Espanyol in the league. Got off to a cracking start, and they just didn't have anything to match us. And going forward, we were particularly good in that game. So hopefully we can continue that on. And what it does mean in the league is that we're currently sat in 4th place. We've played one game more than some of the teams around us. We're already 4 and 5 points behind Real Madrid and Barcelona. You would imagine that Celta Vigo are going to drop off because I think Betis were leading the way last season. Rayo Vallecano were up there with us in season 2, and they all dropped away. So you would imagine Celta are going to drop away, and it's just going to be a battle to see if we can secure a Champions League place again. In terms of the Champions League, obviously we're playing Man City next. So we've played 2 games, won 1, lost 1. We're in 19th. They've played 2, won 1, drawn 1, and they're in 10th. Looking at the Man City squad. So Maurizio Sarri's now their manager. Guardiola's moved on to manage Spain. In fact, have they had anyone in between? No. So he left a while ago, and Sarri was there last season when we played them. So last season we played them in the league phase and lost 1-0. We drew with them in the home leg of the quarterfinal, and then got beat comfortably at the Etihad in the away leg of the quarterfinal. Obviously, they've still got the majority of the players. They've brought in Mark Gahey, Lucas Hernandez, Max Aarons, Kimmich, and obviously they've still got De Bruyne, Silva, Grealish, Foden, Erling Haaland. They've even brought in Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So it's obviously going to be a particularly tough tie, but hopefully with a bit of home advantage, we can maybe repeat last season's home leg of the quarterfinal with the 1-1 draw, and just sort of carry on building on this little upturn in form we've had in the last couple of games. Going into this game against Man City, we're going in with our strongest available lineup. Probably the only change we would have made is we would have started Odriozola, but he's out injured at the moment, so Ander Kappa's going to have to play at right back. And somehow we're going to have to try and figure out a way of keeping Erling Haaland quiet. Kimmich and De Bruyne and Rodri in that centre midfield, Grealish and Foden wide. Hopefully we can maybe get in down the right hand side behind Ake and Gahey. And hopefully the home advantage will count for something in this game. And now they're going to break. Oh. I thought once that highlight was them heading that free kick away, I was certain they were going to break up the other end and score. But a poor pass that Inaki Williams intercepts, and I thought Muniain had taken it too wide, and the keeper probably shouldn't be beaten at the near post like that, but we'll take it. De Bruyne's given it away, Nico Williams has nicked it, Inaki Williams chasing, but they're going to come back at us. Grealish has given it away this time. Nico Williams. I don't know whether that was in the box or not. Because Ake was definitely standing in the box. Valabra's a bit hit. He's our best penalty taker, but he's very hit and miss. And he's missed. That's got to be offside. What? Surely that was offside. It's headed clear. Kappa picks the ball up to Muniain. Surely that right back, that player that went out to Muniain's not playing him onside. Surely not. Yeah. Okay. Feels me dread us passing the ball around like that at the back, but Nico Williams. Oh. All right. Overall, I mean, I know the XG's kind of compounded by the penalty, if you know what I mean. But we've definitely had the better of that half. Nico Williams has nicked it back again. How did that loop up just so perfectly for him? Nico Williams nicked the ball and then ran out of space. They lashed it clear but didn't get very far. Williams tried a shot, it looped up. Than we did in the first half. Like Javi Lopez in acres of space there. Surely that's not another one. Not sure about that one. Can Valabra do better this time? Keeper saves it again. Right, Nico Williams. They're going to break. No. Oh! What a finish that is. They've lost the plot since they went down to 10 men. With Foden being up front on his own, they're not going to be able to hold anything up unless it's played into his feet. And Nico Williams, lovely touch and straight across Edison for the goal. It's time for some changes to get some fresh legs on that. I mean, I know the XG is skewed by the 2 penalties we missed, but we dominated that game. That's 100% our best performance of the season. It's certainly a step up from a big step up from our last performance in the Champions League against Milan. Hopefully this is us having turned the corner a little bit. We've had a pretty eventful month or so since the Man City game. We followed the Man City game up with a game against Sevilla. Now, we were 4-0 up after 50 minutes and lost 5-4. I mean, it was just crosses into the box for someone to side for home for pretty much all 5 of those 5 goals. Things really just did not go well. We followed that up with a 3-1 win away at Valencia. Obviously, it didn't get off to the best of start because they scored early, and it looked like we were going to follow up the end of the Sevilla game, but we picked up a quick equaliser. Then even Martin was sent off for a 2-footed challenge on Ika Munayin, so maybe there was a bad blood from last season. And then we managed to pick up 2 goals in the last couple of minutes just to actually secure a win. Leipzig, we drew 2-2 in the Champions League, sorry. It was practically the last kick of the game when they equalised, which is a bit of a pain. Atletico Madrid, we beat 2-0 in the league. Got off to a good start, 2-0 up after 13 minutes. They had Griezmann sent off, and we weren't in any real danger of conceding any goals or anything like that, so it was a fairly comfortable win. Villarreal, we took an early lead. They scored twice in 6 minutes, and we just did not do anything at all in the second half. And then we've just been hammered 4-0 at Villa Park by Aston Villa. Just nothing worked at all. So in terms of the Champions League, we're sat in 18th place with 7 points from 5 games. Obviously, we're looking to finish in the top 24 to qualify for the next phase. So there's obviously quite a few teams there on the sort of 3 and 4 points who could potentially overtake us and get into the top 24. So we're going to need to pick up at least another victory from the remaining 3 games, which are against Salzburg, Ajax and Porto. And in the league, we're now down in 5th with 3 points behind Sevilla, which obviously that makes that defeat to them even more painful. We've got Celta Vigo coming up next, who are in 3rd. So obviously, hopefully we can pick up a win at home against them and close the gap on them. But basically, we can kiss goodbye to the title already. I mean, we're 13 points behind Real Madrid and 12 points behind Barcelona already. There's no chance of that happening this season. Going into the game against Celta Vigo, we've made a couple of sort of positional changes. So we've got Munayin playing wide left, Sanchez moved forward from the box-to-box midfielder role to playing in the shadow striker role. Guillemot's moved forward from the centre of defence. And we're pairing Danny Vivian and Inigo Martinez back there again. Hopefully we can do something with a home game and sort of turn our little bit of poor form around. That didn't look like it was going to be the best of starts for a second there, with them breaking. Zubimendi looking for the long ball over top to Villalba. Oh, that really does sum up his season. He's had a couple of games where he's picked up a couple of goals, but by and large, it's not the same Villalba that we've had in the last 2 seasons. I mean, the first time they get anywhere near our box by the looks of the stats and everything like that, they've had a lot more possession than us, but 2 players spare at the back. Munayin down the left. Javi Lopez. Oh! The one player this season that can come out of it without any kind of criticism is Zubimendi, which, considering we signed him from a local rival in Sociedad, the fans were after him to prove himself. But that is a beauty of a goal. Bends it in off the far post. Oh, Sunset, Villalba. Oh. And again, they're going to break. Oh no. I was waiting because I thought that one might get flagged. Munayin looked like he was in front there. I mean, I don't know that we've had 2 shots on target and scored both of them. They've had a lot more possession. I mean, I don't know whether I'm happy with them or not. Right, Santos nicked the ball back again. Martinez, we've lost out again. That defence just parted like the fucking Red Sea. What on earth was that? Yeah, let's just throw it to their player. I mean, we scored a screamer, but I don't understand what that throwing was. I mean, I'll let it go for this one, but there's no one there that he's throwing it to. That's a lovely strike. I'm not sure what the keeper because he started to go one way and then went the other. Nico Serrano, come on, just secure it. What a goal. And thankfully, we've arrested that little sliding. We just need to put some more results back to back now. That's a screamer. I think based on the second half, we probably deserved that. Although looking at the XG, maybe he's not. I'm not sure what that chance was because I'm not sure we saw that. But yeah, 4-2 victory. A team that were above us as well, so we've closed the gap on them. And hopefully we can now just turn this around and put a few good games back together back to back. And that's the end of this episode. Join us next time to see if we can put some good games back to back, and see if we can qualify from the league phase of the Champions League. See you then.